Welcome back to Digital Class, and now we're looking at the third portion or the third section in this booklet, which is C, order of operations. So before I begin, let me just focus a bit on four ways of multiplication. Now, as you progress in your level, you'll be seeing different sign or different indication that shows multiplication. Okay, that's why I want to just let you know first before it confuse you. Okay, so let's look at this first. So 3 and multiply 2. So you know this is actually a time sign. So I think this most of you know that this is basically multiplication. Okay, so 3 times 2, all of you know, is equal to 6. So let me just zoom in a bit more. Now, this is something that's very, very common to all of you. But when you move on to the second one, you say 3 and there's a dot in the middle and 2 equal to what? Now, please be very careful that this dot is like in the middle. Can you see? It's in the middle. It's not like 3.2. No, no, no. This is 3.2. This is not 3.2. Okay. Now, if you see a sign of dot in the middle, that actually also means multiply. Okay, multiplication. So 3.2, that's 6. Now, honestly speaking, this is actually not really primary school level. This is more you will see in the secondary school. Okay, but why am I introducing here? Just to let you know. Okay, now move on. And number 3, you see that 3 and there's a parenthesis 2, like 3 left parenthesis 2 right parenthesis. Okay, now what is this actually? This actually also means 3 times 2. Okay, this also means 3 times 2. That also means 6. And again, this is not very common in primary school. But again, why am I telling you all this again? Because in some way, this idea is actually very important. Okay, and move on. There's something called juxtaposition. Don't be scared by the fancy name of what juxtaposition. But let's just look at some of the example. If I say, find the value of 3u given that u equal to 2. So very simple. If 1u is equal to 2, what is 3u? You know what? 2 times 3. So you know it's 2 times 3 or 3 times 2, and that gives you 6. And that is called juxtaposition, where that is actually stand nearby you, like u is 2, but it stand beside you. And that means 3 times 2. That's called juxtaposition. Okay? So just to share with you, perhaps this will be more on the algebra side that you kind of see something, but that's in P6. But it's good to know some of these things. Okay? And this is very common probably in maybe some unit. Sometimes we always like to do something like, 10 unit is equal to 60, 1 unit is equal to 6, something like this, right? That is basically this idea, juxtaposition. Okay, so let's move on to the next part, which is order of operation. That's our main key point today. Now, order of operation, I believe some of you and many of you actually have learned this. Some of you learn something called the broadmass, or some of you learn the word PEMDAS. Some of you use the idea of beat mass, something like this, okay? But whatever this is, it refers to the same idea here, okay? So for me, I don't like to use all these synonyms, these acronyms, but if you want to use it, it's the same thing, no worries. But let me just share with you some of these very important points. So the first thing that you need to do in an operation is the parenthesis. This is a parenthesis, okay? And this is a bracket. So parenthesis or either bracket. So either one of these. What you need to do is the things that is inside. The thing that is inside, okay? But teacher, why there is like two? One is parenthesis, one bracket. So usually we'll use parenthesis first. If parenthesis has been used, then we'll use a bracket. But honestly speaking, in PSLE, most of the time, if it really happens, it will only be parenthesis most of the time. Okay, I don't really see much with this parenthesis. Okay, now the next thing is actually multiplication and division. So everything you need to do, you need to start with parenthesis. What is inside first? After that, what you need to do is the multiplication or either the division. Okay, multiplication or the division. Then after you have solved all the multiplication or division, then you will do plus or either minus. Okay, so what you need to do again is to follow the sequence here. Okay, now, and what happened is, teacher, what if there is plus or minus happen in one operation? You say they are in the same level, then which one should I do first? Okay, now let me just ask you to write this. If it is in the same level, what you will need to do is you need to do the operation um, from left to right. Okay, so example 3 plus 4 minus 5. Which one should you do first? You're supposed to do 3 plus 4 first, then you minus 5. Okay, that is what basically it means. Okay, example 4 divide by 2 multiply 3. So which one should I do first? 4 divide by 2 or 2 times 3? We must do 4 divided by 2 first. Because that, if it's in the same level, multiply division, you must do the operation from left to the right. That is what it means. Okay? Okay. Now, if you notice, if you probably have learned about BODMAS or all these three different things, you probably have actually noticed that, hey teacher, um, this is the point that I think you are missing. Because if you follow these rules, you know that, oh, this is multiplication, addition, subtraction. Because, example, this one you will see, B is bracket, right? Which is this two. D, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. But what is this O actually stands for? In this case, O is actually the what they sometimes use as indices, I, or exponential. Basically, this is the power. For example, if I say 2 square, this is the exponential or the indices. And I didn't mention here, but this is actually in this level, means at number 2. Okay? Why I didn't mention here is because it's not really common in the practices that we have. But if you want to know, it's important to know first as well. Okay? For example, power of 3. This is called exponential, or we will call it as indices. Okay, but I think knowing just bracket, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction is good enough for now. Okay? Now, let's look at some of the examples here, which is something that's very important for you to understand the whole thing. Now, let's look at it here. Example number 1. Find the value of 36 divided by 6 plus 3. Now, divide and plus, which one should I do first? Should I do 36 divided by 6 first? Or maybe should I do 6 plus 3 first? Which one should I do first? Again, then this is what you need to refer to. Is there any bracket or parenthesis? No. Then the next thing that I should do is either multiplication or division. And in this case is what? Division. So I need to do 36 divided by 6 first. So 36 divided by 6, as you know, is 6. And I left with plus 3. And 6 plus 3 is equal to 9. And that is how you solve this, okay? Order of operation. Now, let's look at example number 2. Now, I have the same thing, 36 divided by 6 plus 3. But, now I actually have this very important parenthesis here. Now, again, parenthesis means what? It must be the first thing that you solve it first. Now, means that instead of doing 36 divided by 6, I must solve what? The things inside first, which is 6 plus 3. But teacher, 6 plus 3 is at the bottom leh. Plus ma. Yes, but if it's inside parenthesis, that is what you need to do first. So in this case, I need to solve this first. 6 plus 3 is what? 9. And don't forget, in front you have what? 36 divided by 9. And in this case, 36 divided by 9 is equal to 4. I hope you get the idea, and that's the difference between with parenthesis and without parenthesis. Now let's look at this example number 3. Let me just draw this. Tuk, tuk, tuk. Okay, now you know the idea here, right? Next one, find the value of 48 divided by 6 plus 4 times 5. Now again, I have divide, I have plus, I have times. Which one should I do first? Now, I know for sure divide and plus, I need to do divide first, right? So I need to do this first. But among plus 4 and times 5, which one should I need to do first? I know, right? Times is up here, plus is here. So I need to do this one as well. So what I will do is it will become what? 48 divided by 6, it become 8 plus, but I cannot share with plus 4. I must do 4 times 5 first. So 4 times 5 is equal to 20. And with what I left, now I can add them together. 8 plus 20, 28. And we are done. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Find the value of 60 minus 24 divided by 6 times 5. Now, again, let's look at here. 60 minus 24. Can I do this first or should I do divide 6 first? Again, according to the level here, I need to do the division first. So 24 divided by 6. Again, I have times 5 here, but according to the rules, I must do from left to the right. So I will need to divide by 6, then I multiply by 5. Then I will use 60 to minus that. Okay, you got the idea? So again, it will be like this. 24 divided by 6, it will give you 4. And 4, don't forget, I need to times 5. And again here, I need to do this first. So 60 minus 4 times 5, 20. And 60 minus 20, 40. And we are done for this part. Good. Okay, I think it's clear enough. Not really something that's difficult. Now, let's move on. Let me just write this again. Parenthesis times or divide plus or minus. Now, next, 50 minus parenthesis 24 divided by 2 times 3 plus 4. Now, again, when you see parenthesis, this is something that you need to do first. Yes, but inside parenthesis, I have two things here. 24 divided by 2, another one is 2 times 3. So which one should I do first? Again, we must follow from left to right. So 24 divided by 2 is what? I know 24 divided by 2 is 12. And 12 times 3, that gives me what? 36. So I actually can straight away say it's 50 minus 36 plus 4. But teacher, just now have parenthesis. Do I need to put parenthesis here? Don't need. It's the same thing, with or without. Okay. So 50 minus 36 gives you 14. And 14 plus 4 gives you 18. Okay. So I think something that's okay, easy, not difficult. Now, find the value of 45 minus 9 divided by 6 plus 8 times 3. So which one should I do first? I mean, again, you know, parenthesis, the one inside parenthesis. So it will be equal to 45 minus 9 is equal to what? It's equal to 36. So 36 divided by 6 plus 8 times 3. So now among this 36 divided by 6 plus 8 times 3. So which one should I do first? I need to do, of course, this division first, right? And plus 8 and plus 3, I know I need to do this times first. So I do this and I do this. Then I add them together. So it will be equal to 36 divided by 6, 6. 8 times 3, 24. So 6 plus 24, that gives you 30. Okay, so far so good. And that is basically the 6 examples that I have for you to try and to help you to understand so that you can try in the next page. Okay, so before I move on to the next page for you to try, I just want to point out one thing. Now, you see, okay, let me just put example 1 here. 36 divided by 6 plus 3. Example 2 gives me like this, 36 divided by parenthesis 6 plus 3. Okay, you get a difference? This one with parenthesis, this one without parenthesis. Now, what I wanted to do is I want to add something. What if I give you another example like this? What would the answer be? The answer would be the same as example 1, which is 9, or 4, or a different answer? The answer will be 36 divided by 6. Because I need to do the parenthesis first, right? It will give me 6. And 6 plus 3 will give me 9. Now, can you see the difference between 1, 2, 3? Like, you might feel like, teacher, 1 and 2 is different, I know. But 1 and 3, it seems like the same. Yes, it's actually the same thing. That's why when there is a case of 36 divided by 6, where you need to do this first, but I know that originally, automatically, I should do that first, right? So actually, in that case, usually we will not write the parenthesis. Okay? But is it wrong to write parenthesis? Actually, it's not wrong. You can write that as well, but it's just something extra, which you don't need to. Okay? Because this and this theoretically is the same thing. Good. I hope you get the idea a bit. It's maybe a bit tricky, but it's not something that's difficult for you to understand. But you must know this. Okay? And I'll just stop here, and I think you can do it. Okay? Thank you. See you. Bye bye.